Shelling continued in Rwanda's contested capital Kigali last week as the United Nations stepped up efforts to broker a ceasefire and increase the flow of humanitarian aid. Already upwards of 200,000 have died in the conflict.
As human being, I have been shocked.
That mid-90s upsurge in HIV/AIDS has grown even more, and it now afflicts about 16% of the entire population. At this hospital in the capital Maputo, a 31-year-old salesman whose wife has already died of AIDS is the latest to be admitted with the disease.
We are told that about 700 people are infected every day.
Sana'a, the capital city of Yemen in the southwestern corner of the Arabian Peninsula, is one of the oldest cities in the world. For centuries, life did not change much in the old city.
The scale and the store are old, and I can't change them. Even I can't change the weight, because it's also old.
Crowded and unsanitary neighborhoods like Krobe in Freetown provide a good home for malaria. Here, open sewers and standing water are ideal places for mosquitoes to thrive.
I'm safe now with the mosquito tent. Mosquito won't bite me anymore for me to have malaria.
The nomadic educational program in Sudan is not problem-free. It still faces major challenges in reaching out to all nomads. There are still more than 400,000 nomadic boys and girls not enrolled in any school.
This school was established in February 2004. Before this date, there was no school in this area.
Wilson is just one of an estimated 600,000 child laborers in Zambia. Wilson, an orphan after his parents died of AIDS, is now the sole support for his 6 brothers and sisters.
After I quit school, my parents died. Life became hard for me and my sisters and brothers. So the only option we had at that time was just to look around for peace work.
Admire Camara fought with the rebels in Sierra Leone in West Africa when she was only 11 years old.
I joined the rebel force from '97. They take me, they go with me in the bush. These 11 years, they give me AK-47 RPG for feds. They deploy me at the surrounding village for feds.
Most of these young women bore children for the rebel commanders who treated them as sex slaves during the war. Having lost relatives during the fighting, they have no choice but to bring their toddlers to a nearby nursery school provided by Caritas, while they learn new income-generating vocations.
It's a journey from fear to hope. Refugees from the Great Lakes region are on a more than 1,000-kilometer trek to Malawi. Among them are Moza Emedi and her 2 children.
I left the Congo because there was a war. My husband was killed and I was left without any support.
Barely out of childhood, Mahani Amadou got married when she was 12 years old. She became pregnant at 13. The trauma of childbirth caused a hole to form in her birth canal. This condition is known as obstetric fistula.
The pregnancy in a body that hasn't reached its maturity causes a problem.
The UN Population Fund is encouraging women to undergo surgery. It pays $300 for every operation and gives each woman an additional $60 to help her get back on her feet.
Nous sommes en train de lutter pour aider le gouvernement à prendre quand même.
We are helping the government to create laws that forbid little girls' marriage.
My husband can go to other women in the village. I don't care.
Mustafa Adamu is taking his boat to his favorite fishing spot, but he's not sure what he'll catch today. Like many others, he depends on Lake Chad for his livelihood. But recently, Mustafa has noticed changes in the lake. Lake Chad used to cover more than 10,000 square miles. These satellite images capture the extent to which it has shrunk over the last 4 decades. Secretary General of the Lake Chad region, Ngana Jakila.
Rivers like the Logon from Cameroon that goes into the Chari, that comes from the Central African Republic, suffer from global warming. They don't have enough water to feed Lake Chad.
It's 11 o'clock in the morning and Inde, Simba, Buja and Arade are getting lunch ready. They're all married to this man, 65-year-old Ayatu Nure. Maintaining a large family is a challenge. But this is not your usual family. Ayatu Nure has 12 wives and 78 children. So many children, Ayatu can't even remember their names.
When they're seated in a group, 5 or 6, I would say, "Who's there?" And they would say, "It's us."
Now he is paying the price: poverty. To assist women like Ayatu's wives, the government of Ethiopia launched a network of 29,000 health extension workers who teach both men and women about family planning.
This is the story of 2 boys who were virtually bred to hate each other. Even though they were taught to hate blindly, they somehow managed to rise above it. Their hard-fought friendship may be a model for an entire country struggling to find peace with itself.
I saw combatants cutting throats. I was horrified, jumping over dead bodies.
Donatien, a Hutu, was forcefully recruited to fight in the war when he was 15. 28-year-old Lazare, a Tutsi.
The only thing I could do was join the army and fight.
And it was there that he witnessed the horrors of the war up close.
All these young people who fought in the war have participated in the destruction of our country. And the government feels that this program will help to reintegrate them.
At the age of 14, Corinne was raped. That, indirectly, is why she's in Pimba prison on the outskirts of Bujumbura, the capital city of the Central African nation of Burundi.
The man who raped me was a rich man, a wealthy man. I was an employee. Even if I went to court, they would not do anything to him. I was powerless.
One reason why so many children are raped is because of a myth, says Barbara Piazza Giorgi, representative of the United Nations Population Fund in Burundi.
There seems to be a belief running around that sex with a virgin or sex with a child is going to cure HIV/AIDS.